How's it going, everyone? This is Essential Cast, and welcome back to Lab Rebirth. Now, we've had a couple of changes. I'm gonna show you in a minute. You probably noticed I've got like these are depleted. Basically, so is my jetpack, and my boots are almost depleted. I did some off-camera work, and basically I went into the mines, went crazy with the mining laser, and then cleaned up a little bit with the drill until that ran out of power too. So we've got plenty of cobblestone, so we can start working more on these towers, which I do want to do, but right now we've got a higher priority. And so I'm going to start from the beginning. So, the Colonel had to go back to the dimension where Skyship Command is located. And he brought back with him a scientist, or not like a scientist and like engineer. He's kind of he started modifying this ship with some of the new transdimensional technology. And so you can see there's this, and then the matter tubing setup. It took them longer than expected, and it was a lot more difficult than they expected to modify the new systems with the old, because obviously this ship for them is 100 years old. And so something else we learned is the dimensions are changing again, and time isn't moving as differently there. Now, for them, like for us, the Colonel's only been here for a couple of weeks. For them, it's only been a couple of months, as opposed to me being here for a couple days, and for them, it being a couple decades. And so we're learning about that, and so now I'm gonna get to the point here and find out what we discovered. Now I'm gonna hit this, and you can see this is like a base, and you can see there's something orbiting around the planet. You can see here there's something orbiting around the planet. Now normally we'd be excited by this discovery, but after the encounter with the android and a recent message, which I'm going to get to in a minute here, a recent message from whoa, what? My inventory's glitching. But a recent message from the village, Marcus, who he's now the commander of that village, Marcus, who, if you know the old series, he is my son. He had one of his men come out and bring me a message, which I will show you, and then there's this, which I'm going to get to later on, after I tell you, or after I read this. We've got a mission we're going to have to go to. So let's go ahead and get into this. So I am terribly sorry I was unable to speak to you in person, but one of the settlements to the southwest was in need of my assistance. First off, after the war with the mobs, I established the Central Coast Army, a division created to protect the village and various establishments. The military had done its job for years, until we encountered a transdimensional race of androids with advanced technology. We were at war with them, a war we lost. We had been under their oppression for 2 years, until 2 years ago, when we rose up against them and defeated them. They retreated and haven't been seen since, but we fear they may return. Soon after the success of the uprising, we found some of their technology, which included metals and, most importantly, the Stargate. The Stargate allows us to travel between places instantaneously, but the power requirements are massive. Using blueprints left over from the old lab, we were able to rig up geothermal reactors, but they are inefficient and can only power a few outgoing wormholes before needing time to recharge. The Stargate can be powered by a substance called MacLeod, which is what it is designed to. What it was designed to be powered by. but it is extremely rare. Our fears of the return of the androids are growing, and we need a better way of powering the Stargate. I am asking you to use your technology to power the Stargate. If you can't, I understand. But know that countless lives are at risk. Your son, Marcus. I read over it a couple of times, and in fact, that news disturbed us greatly. In fact, the Colonel's he's over there. You can see the ship is still there, but it is scheduled to be leaving soon. It's going to be departing. It's going to go back to that dimension, bring the latest news to them, and also the news about like the ship in orbit or whatever that is. It's believed to be a ship. But we're going to go ahead and put this map or this letter in here, and I'm going to get on to what like this book is, and then there's another one similar to it, which is just a less organized one. So basically, he told me what he's willing to do. He found a new gate address. He found a gate address that he wants to be explored, and he was hoping that I would be willing to go explore that, and we're going to go over there too. He also gave me instruction to find the Stargate. It is in a brick building, which is on the north side of the village, and so he's wanting. He was hoping that I would just be willing to go there and just go into the Stargate. He said it's in the brick building. We're gonna go ahead and go into it, and we're gonna take a look at the power. And we're going to explore this village. Now, we're going to have to kind of do this quickly because we had communicated, or like the Colonel and I were talking, and so we're thinking that we're probably going to have to start setting up defenses. So we haven't gone this way in quite some time. These were actually trees that I planted. You can tell because of the way they're really unorganized. They're just kind of clumped together. And that's the old barn. I built that before I built the lab. It's really not a surprise to me that this thing is all completely rotten. And there's entire sections missing. It's really not surprising to me. There's a cow in here, which I think he probably just walked in. It looks like something tried to bust out of here. There were similar things like this in the lab. Some more breaks. These animals, they might be the animals from the barn, but it's entirely possible they're just descendants. So that's the building there. Let's just have a quick look around. Just gonna look around, see through here. Just gonna look at. Doesn't look like anything's really changed at all, except for obvious. Is that who I think it is? And she's still alive. I was not aware of that. But there's Marcus. It looks like he hasn't quite departed yet, but I think he probably is going to be leaving soon. Let's just jump over this fence. Let's try not to shock ourselves. I'll just show you what happens. You can see it. I took some damage even with my armor. Even through my armor. I should have recharged this stuff, but it should be fine. Let's go down into this bunker. When I saw this building, my first thought was I really need to teach him about building things, but when I saw that hatch when I first entered it, I changed my opinion. So it looks like 411,900 EU, which is okay. Looks like the thermal generators are out, or geothermal generators are out of lava. But it looks like on the minimap there is some lava nearby, some underground lava. Maybe we can help him out. I don't think we can really get rid of some of our reserves, because that's what we use to power the ship. But we're going to go ahead and power up the Stargate. You can see property of Central Coast Army, authorized personnel only. This is where we are now. The address is BFQALFS, and the planets are going to have an X designation. He wants us to go there and then like kind of add to this and just kind of add a brief description. But we're going to X01. It's the latest. It's the new designation. So V9T0W6T. So V9T0W6T. Let's go ahead and activate the Stargate here. It looks like it is definitely working. Let's see the power. Oh, it doesn't look like it's got the power yet. Let's just keep watching this. This is fantastic. He did warn me that you have to stay on the side when the wormhole is being activated. Oh, that did deplete the reserves a lot. Luckily, it only depletes during outgoing wormhole, so we don't really have to worry about. We don't have to really worry about anything. We're caught in something. We're stuck. I'm gonna fix this. We're free, so that happened. It is unfortunately turning to night, though. There's a lot of animals. Luckily, there's nothing like on the ground because that would indicate that something was standing in front of this when the wormhole was engaged, because that would have disintegrated it. The Stargate is looking magnificent. It was a magnificent little travel. It was amazing kind of travel. So we're gonna go ahead. Should we shut down the gates? Yeah, I think we should. But this has the natural power source, so yeah, it seems like it's got plenty. I think we might take a little bit back to base, because I know they've got some in the DHD, the dial home device. But I think it's kind of limited. I think they only have a few pieces of it. But I was gonna kind of go out there, but is there any reason for me to go out there? What is out there? Oh, it looks like there's some kind of buildings out there. We're gonna go ahead and check that out. I wasn't sure if it was worth kind of wandering off, but seeing as there are buildings out there, let's see where we are on the map. So we didn't travel that far away. There's obviously probably like a lot more. There's probably a lot more gates out there, just it's difficult to find the addresses. Let's go ahead and get rid of these guys. I should have used this pistol before. Looks like one of the cyborgs kind of. That's what that message there. There was a cyborg there. We're gonna have to be cautious because supposedly in these outlying areas, especially, there are a lot of enemies. Let's just gonna go exploring in this area. We're gonna put that away. We don't have our weapon drawn. We're gonna try to look peaceful as we can, as peaceful as we can. That should have depleted or decreased their health a bit. Take them out with the nano saber. I think this is probably. I'm sure they're probably. People of this village are probably under attack by these a lot, because I do know we fell. I do know that there are quite a few. I'm gonna use this to get my way out of here. We're gonna have to get out through this water. Unfortunately, I should have charged everything. We wouldn't be in this situation had I remembered to charge things, because we could have used the jetpack, so I could have flown my way out rather than struggle to get up this. Okay. Good. Okay. Let's just go ahead and dig up. This Omni tool is handy. I don't know why I didn't use it before. Probably just because the mining laser is quicker about it. But it's good that I've got this Omni tool, because we would have been in serious trouble had I not had it. I thought that mouse was going to attack me. We've been attacked by them before. That doesn't seem... It doesn't seem to be... There's like this temple here, but I'm not sure if we're going to try to do diplomatic relations this trip. Zombie there. Okay. We're not gonna try to do some diplomatic relations this trip. But this, I know. Whoa. Okay. Okay, we got a couple of android heads. There are a lot more androids out now. Yes, I think that the fears are accurate. I think the androids are returning. Let's try this. Access denied. Biological entity detected. So I'm assuming, yeah, this would have to. Ooh. Data pad. So that would probably contain the ship's log. This ship is obviously quite old, but I think it might have been one of the original cyborg ships, because it does look like the same technology as, or the same material as the bunker, which the bunker was actually built using leftover technology, or like technology that was left behind, or like found. So basically the cyborgs, the technology they encountered are basically the backbone of Central Co. Army. Like all their technology. So this was just a brief visit out here. Obviously it's night, so we can't really do much else. We're gonna return sometime. We're gonna try to do some diplomatic relations between this world and, or this kind of land and our own. We're gonna have to, I'm gonna try to avoid that werewolf. With our technology, we are able to fend them off. Like with this weapon, which, how much power does this have? Or we'll just check when we get back to the Stargate. We're gonna go through the Stargate, actually. We'll check it when we go through the Stargate, when we're back in the safety of our own base. This weapon is pretty powerful, which is good. There's something there. We're gonna want to avoid that. Okay. Okay. Right, we're gonna have to dial it up, so let's get this. BFQALFS. BFQALFS. We're gonna dial this up. Oh, I accidentally hit W. BFQALFS. Just dial this up. Okay. It's out of range. It is turning today, which is good. Alright. We're gonna go back through the Stargate. Alright, we're gonna have to take a... we forgot to get the... to gather a little bit of knackwood. I was going to actually get some out of the reserves. The Stargate is pretty depleted. But we're gonna go ahead and we'll do that in the next episode. We're gonna travel back through the Stargate. Maybe we can get some reserves. By the time we get back from that, though, I'm sure the Odyssey will actually have made its return to the other dimension. It'll probably be kind of on its way back, because it shouldn't take too long to come up with an idea, because it is a pretty drastic situation. But anyway, that is all for this time. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like and comment. Tell me any suggestions you have. Also, be sure to share and subscribe for uploads every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.